Right, so for Internet Explorer driver, this is the thing. Okay, and now you can also take your IE to yahoo.com. Again, the function is get to http yahoo.com. Again, like this was the class in Firefox driver. If you write Firefox driver dot, you will get lot of static things. Okay, we'll do that, we'll do everything. Okay, so just a minute, I'll just, what is the error I'm getting? Okay, right, now when I run this, you will see that Internet Explorer driver will open up. Okay, right, now if you are not able to open up IE, okay, and your IE is giving issues, now there are various settings which need to be done. First of all, make sure that the zoom level in IE is set to 100%. Hold on, where is the zoom level option? Just a minute. Just a minute. Yeah, this zoom level should be 100%. Many times people, they don't have 100% and it gives issues. Alright, now again a second requirement in IE is that you go to tools, internet options, okay, go to security. Alright, there will be 4 sections over here: internet, local internet, trusted and restricted sites. In case your IE is not opening, make sure that for all the 4 tabs or for all the 4 sections, this level is at the same, this leveler is at the same level for all the 4 options. This leveler should be at the same level. Okay, fine. Alright, so this is how you work on various types of drivers. Now these are the 3 simple drivers I talked about. Okay, there is something known as HTML unit driver as well. Okay, if I comment this and if I create the object of another driver, HTML unit driver, right, and if I write driver dot get to the website http any website, say bbc.com, right, when you run this, you will see that the program runs. It is running. See, the red mark over here is the mark in Eclipse that the program is running. Okay, but you will not see any browser opening up or anything, and it stops as well. HTML unit driver is actually something which works without opening the browser. It sends a silent request to the server, okay, gets the response from the website and all, but the browser, it doesn't open. If I write over here system.out.println driver.getTitle, getTitle function gets you the title of the page. Okay, and if I run this, this will print the title of bbc.com as well. Okay, so it works very fast. Firstly, this driver is quite fast. Okay, secondly, sometimes suppose you are on a Unix based platform where you don't have any browser installed, okay, you can work on HTML unit driver directly and it will work. See, it prints the browser. The response came up very slowly from the website, but this driver is very fast. Is my screen freezed? Are you able to hear me? Is my screen freezed? Okay, now it's okay. That's great. So that's what I was telling you. The HTML unit driver is something which works, okay, without opening the browser. Now there are other drivers as well, event firing driver. I'll not talk about that. Earlier we used to have something known as Android and iOS drivers which are removed. Okay, which are removed now. They have gone into Appium. Right, hold on. For Firefox you use F, for Chrome you use CD. No, these are just the driver names. You can use anything. You can use anything. It's just the reference name. It is the object reference. Okay. Suppose you are writing int I equals to 100. Now I can write I, J, K, L, anything over here. Alright. Fine. This is just the reference name. Now anybody with any questions? Yeah. Yeah, Narendra. For this one? For this line you are talking? Yeah, you can write that script, but ultimately you have to give the path of exe in that script as well. Okay, you have to give the path. Is my voice okay now, or is it breaking? Okay, it's okay now. Yeah. So I only said about HTML unit driver that it is something which can do the testing without opening the browser. Okay, so apart from that, there are drivers for Android driver, iOS driver. Those have been removed from Selenium now. Okay, right. Now suppose, just talking about Firefox, Chrome and IE, if you have different classes for different browsers, okay, there is something known as Safari driver as well. It works on Safari. Okay, right. Now do you have to learn features of each and every driver separately? Okay, for example, if I create the object of Firefox driver and if I write f dot, you get so many functions. And similarly, if I create the object of Chrome driver and if I write cd dot, you get so many functions. So these are the non-static functions inside the object, inside the class. So do you need to learn everything, whatever it comes up over there? Well, the clear answer is no, you don't need to learn everything. Okay, right. The concept of interfaces, it comes into the play. I'm over with the part 2. Okay, the concept of interface, it comes into the play now. In object oriented programming, there is something known as interface. Right, when you study that, you will come to know that you don't need to learn each and every driver separately. Like if I have to test a website on Firefox, I'll create the object of Firefox driver, then write the code. Now what if I have to test it on Chrome? I have to create the object of Chrome driver and then again write the code. No, we don't do like that. Okay, so you need to understand the concept of interfaces. Right, fine. So anybody with any questions regarding the course, regarding what we are doing, anything, please feel free to ask. Please feel free to ask. Anything. Ajita, I am not able to hear you. Your voice is breaking. Can you type your question? Can you type your question? Your voice is breaking. Hello? Okay. Alright. Okay, there's a question being asked, what is a framework? Okay. Now guys, whenever you ask a question, please direct it to everyone. Alright, because I had written it over here. Framework and all. Look, the thing is, when you practically work with Selenium, okay, what is your requirement? What is the goal? Alright, the goal is that you will be making your Selenium scripts. These will be your Selenium test cases. Suppose you have to execute these test cases one after another. Okay, Along with that, you would require like to generate some reports. Okay, you would also want that when you are executing your test cases, you read your data from XLS file or properties file or XML file, whatever it is, right? And you also need a requirement that you have to generate the screenshot of the errors, right? Then you would also want to generate logs. Okay, logs are very important. Suppose your script is running for 6 hours and you need to know what happened at each and every minute. You need to do some logging, right? So for this we have a centralized controller. Okay, this centralized controller like test ng is centralized controller, JUnit. Okay, people also use Cucumber, BDD, right? Or there are many tools available. Okay, these controllers, what they do is that they actually read the data from the files. Okay, and I'll repeat, hold on, just be with me, right? Pardon? Okay, the screen was lagging behind. I know I am having some network issues. I'll again repeat, no problem. Okay, look, the thing is, as I was saying that these are my Selenium tests. Okay, right, these tests on the right hand side, they need to run in a certain order. Okay, right, and these tests, when they run, okay, they need to read the data from some. Arun, can you please turn off your camera? Everybody is able to see you. Okay, so there, when you run this, you need to read the data from some Excel file or some properties file, okay, or from XML file. All right, and you need to generate some reports as well, as mentioned at the bottom over here. Okay, right, and you need to generate some logs as well. All right, fine, and you need to generate screenshots of the errors. All right, so for all these things you have a centralized controller. This centralized controller, sometimes you use a framework known as testng, sometimes you need JUnit, people also use Cucumber. Okay, right, so what happens is that, right, hold on, I'll talk about Maven, Jenkins, SVN. I'll talk about that, right? This is not related to that, right? What happens is that these controllers, they read the data. They read the data from here. They call the corresponding test, pass over the data to it. They generate the screenshot, logs, reporting. Okay, everything. So this thing is known as building up a framework. Okay, right, Selenium as a tool will just be involved over here. It's not just learning Selenium. This blue box is Selenium. Okay, you have to learn Java to generate logs, reports, file reading, testng, JUnit and all, everything. Okay, right, apart from this, right, you have concepts like Maven, Jenkins. Okay, when we do frameworks, okay, we'll talk about that. Maven, Jenkins, it is also there in the pre-recorded videos, and I'll also ask you to watch the videos on Maven and Jenkins. These are configuration tools. They are not programming tools. They are very easy. Okay, when you work in a team in a project, when 10 people are working in a project, okay, I downloaded the jar file, right? I downloaded the jar file for Selenium. The version was 2.44. Now when you are working in a project and you have got 10 team members, alright, you want that all the 10 team members, they should have the same version of jar file, right? You want that all the 10 team members should have the same version of jar file on their PC. Okay, so to make sure that's there, okay, the tools like Maven is for versioning tool, okay, it's used. Alright, to make sure that when all the 10 team members they are working on the same project, okay, and when they are uploading, downloading files from the server, okay, there should not be any error or something, a tool like Jenkins is used. I'll talk about that in the pre-recorded sessions on my website. These tools are again covered. These tools are not tough, they are very easy. It's all about configuration. Okay, if I tell you that fine, go and install Java in your machine, I cannot train you to install Java in your machine. You just go to Google, download the exe and install it. Similarly, these tools are also the same. The only thing is the configuration is a little, you can say a little lengthy. Okay, this Jenkins, GitHub integration I've covered over here. Okay, right, fine. And will you cover JavaScripting? Yes, JavaScript executor I had kept the part of the stuff as well. I'll cover it. Yes, JavaScript executor, in this I'll be covering it. Okay, right. Any other question? Any other question? Right, fine. Now the question was being asked that how do I join the course if I want to join. You can go to my website qtpselenium.com. You can reply to my email that you want to join, or the best way is you go to my website qtpselenium.com. there will be a contact trainer link over here. You click on that, okay, fill out this form and you can reach me. Okay, right, this is the form. What is the use of HTML unit driver? Okay, this looks very weird driver, the browser never opens. The use is that HTML unit driver, suppose as I told you are working on a Unix shell and you want to execute the script, there is no browser available over there, you can use HTML unit driver. It is very fast as well. It is fast as compared to Firefox or Chrome browsers where the browser opens and the testing is carried out. It's faster than that. Is there any integration with test management tool like QC? No. Look, can I connect QC with Selenium? Okay, let us talk in terms of you can say business, right? QC is a tool by HP, QTP is a tool by HP. QTP can connect very easily with QC. When HP sells QTP, it also tries to sell QC along with it because the connectivity is very easy. Now HP does not say that fine, Selenium cannot connect, but it also doesn't give us the libraries to connect. So if you want to connect Selenium, which is an open source tool, non-HP tool, to Quality Center, right, you can do it, but it is something like making your own Selenium. There is lot of coding involved. You have to make a complete framework or a tool or a setup tool which can do that. Okay, right, you have to use OTA, Open Test Architecture of Quality Center to do that. Okay, right. Yeah, Quality Center has got an architecture known as OTA. We use it in QTP as well. I have used it a lot. You'll have to use that to connect, but I know it is not very simple. It's better to use an Excel file. Right. Anything else from anyone? Okay, so guys, I'll stop here. I know half an hour is left. Today was the first day. I want to go systematically, orderly. Right, let's start slow, then give some pace to the course. Okay, the recorded video would be available on the link which I mentioned. Hold on, let me